Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 11 of Sid Meier's Civilization 5, playing as Greece and attempting to get ourselves a diplomatic victory. It has been about a week since I played. I've been caught up with a few other things, but hopefully get back into this series now. Just trying to remember what I've got going on, and I need to get a couple more trade routes up and running. It would be nice to get Big Ben, but we need to unlock commerce first, and we are quite a few turns away from getting another social policy. We do need to get some additional tourism because ideologies are going to come into play at some point in the future. We're no longer at war with Washington. We sorted that out on the last video, but they are still at war with Carthage, I believe, so we do have to be careful there. Kathmandu's got a bit of a pounding from the barbarians, which we've almost sorted out, but we do need to try and finish those off where possible. We need a new automatic faith selection. So let's just have a quick look and see what we can purchase. Not an awful lot, so I think what we will do is we'll just save it up for now. I don't think we need a lot of it right now. I can't even remember what my religion gives me. 10% faster growth rate from the Pantheon. I get tithe, so 1 gold for every 4 followers of the religion. So it probably is worth producing missionaries to go and start converting cities. We don't need to convert the city over onto our side, by the way. All we need to do is just give them enough followers to get the 4 gold. And of course we can build pagodas and monasteries, which is also quite nice. But let's get on to the next turn for now, because we don't have all that much faith anyway, though we're getting a fair amount per turn, which is quite nice. Dido has now made peace with Washington, so the Carthaginian-American War is now over, at least for the time being. May well start up again shortly. And Carthage has enhanced their religion. Just wait for everyone else to make their moves. Turn of the city-states, then it'll be the turn of the barbarians. I wonder if these guys down here are actually going to do anything. City-state's taking an awfully long time to get anything done. There we go. Ah, there we go. Nice shot there with your crossbows. You managed to take those guys out. Nicely done. Right, okay. You guys just heal up. Mycenae can fire on the enemy. Of course, we still have these barbarians, but what we will actually do is we will kill you with our units, and then they can get the XP for it. And then we can get these workers back out and get that gold mine connected up. Now, what are you doing? I think you're just a little bit stuck, aren't you? What were you doing? I'm assuming you were exploring. No reachable areas to explore at the moment. Yeah, I guess you're kind of penned in. You can't really go in that direction. I guess we will bring you home. And then either upgrade you or sell you. So let's get you back home. Can't even get you back home. Why can't we get you back home? Because that Zanzibar trireme is in the way. Okay, well, we'll leave you there for now. I don't care. Now, someone did mention to me that we are at war with Hong Kong. And the reason for that is Hong Kong were, I believe, allied with America. So when we went to war with America, obviously we went to war with Hong Kong as well. But then America lost their alliance with Hong Kong. Now, unfortunately, the game doesn't automatically take you out of war with that city-state. When I made peace with Washington, the peace deal, the white peace, included peace with all of the city-states, but it wouldn't include Hong Kong because he was no longer Hong Kong's ally, so I was still at war with them. Luckily, one of you eagle-eyed viewers did spot it and left me a comment to say so, so let's get that sorted out. Let me just quickly double-check, make sure there are no others that we are at war with. Nope, not at war with any of the others, which is fine. Hong Kong, Sofia, Sydney, we need to get all of these on side. Ideally, if we want to get a diplomatic victory, we want all of these to be our friend. Don't have an awful lot of money at the moment. Now, Sofia, they don't have any allies at the moment. They do have silver, and they are militaristic. So what we could do, they know the secrets of Berserker. So they've got a militaristic city-states often get one of the specialised units from one of the other civilizations. But if we give them a gift, we can also pledge to protect them. And that will put them, you know, to a degree on our side, which actually gives us the chance of getting some extra military units from them, which is nice. Cape Town. We want to try and flip Cape Town. A little bit difficult to get to with our great profit. We'll pop you in the water, because at least then you're right next to the place. And we'll go on to the next turn. So, Darius has completed Himeji Castle, which isn't something we were looking to build anyway, so we're all good there. Now, I believe I was probably sending this Great Prophet down to Cape Town because they probably had a mission for the religion. Or maybe Genoa did. I will double check just before I pop it just to see if either of them has a mission. Again, we still need to get those trade routes up and running as soon as possible as well. This is the only problem when you're playing a diplomatic game. Normally you can't always see what the city-states are doing, so the turns are quite quick. But when you're allied with all the city-states, you have to sit through every little thing that they do. So Sparta loves the king, because we got silver. Nice, so we get a bit of a bonus there. Let me just have a very quick look. Does anyone want our religion? Genoa wants our religion. So I'm actually glad I checked that. I'm not going to pop you. I'm going to get you guys over to Genoa. 3 turns, quickest we seem to be able to do it. Let us do that. We get a promotion. These guys, you can have... I think I'll give you rough terrain promotion because there is a lot of rough tiles around here. And we will sit you back in a little bit close to the city so we can heal you up. You guys are going to repair that gold mine because that's quite important to our empire. You guys have finished building a trading post. Again, we've still got that issue that we've got a lot of workers and not an awful lot of... stuff that we can upgrade that is really useful. We do have New York now, of course, which is nice to have. Tundra Hill. Okay, so we could go up there and connect those sheep, because I don't think they are. We also need to go up there and repair... In fact, it's probably better to repair the stoneworks anyway, get the extra production from that, which would be quite nice. Let's just turn the yield icons on. Yeah, so food and production... Although the hill is technically better... Yeah, I think we might actually go... I'm going to stick to my original plan and actually go and upgrade the sheep up there. Unit needs orders. Right, can you actually get anywhere now? Yes, you can. We will try and bring you home if at all possible, but I'm not sure if that is going to work. Let's go on to the next turn. 3 turns away from industrialization. Way out ahead in front with the score at the moment. Now, the biggest problems I saw in this game was potentially Isabella for the spreading of religion, which is quite low down at the bottom of the scoreboard, and I think she's been having some issues with Napoleon. Washington, who of course was quite high in the scoreboards at one point, but then due to his war with us and losing most of his units and a city, I mean, we didn't get to take the capital, which meant we missed out on getting the wonders, but we did, of course, you know, sort of cause him some harm by taking that away from him. What may we purchase with faith? It's certainly going to slow him down anyway. Are we at a point where we can actually buy units or great people or anything? I don't think we can, but let's just have a quick look. Yeah, Inquisitors and Missionaries. I think for the time being, we'll just pop out a missionary and we'll just start doing that until we have something better that we can spend the faith on. Argos has now finished the bank. So what would be useful here for us right now? I'm tempted to actually use this place to... See, a workshop could be really useful. We'll get a workshop and a windmill because we don't have a massive amount of production here. I know I need to get some trade routes set up, but I think cargo ships are probably going to be better. Let me just have a quick look at the available trade routes. Trade routes available. See, most of the trade routes we've got available are caravan routes. We've actually got very, very few trade routes that we can reach by sea. And certainly at the moment, our best trade routes are caravan trade routes. Certainly if we're looking for gold, our best trade routes are all caravans. So it may well be worth doing that. Caravan is going to be 6 turns. But we can do that later if we get a workshop first, and then it'll probably be quicker to build the caravans. So you guys can heal up now while the workers around you go and get everything fixed. Unit needs orders. Probably still can't get you. Oh yeah, we can sort of skip through. Oh look, we've got a enemy galleass. That wasn't a good place to be. Well, if we get destroyed, we get destroyed. I was just going to try and bring it home anyway, so... Again, with this being a Pangea map, there isn't really an awful lot of point in having a big navy, as most of the cities aren't coastal, although there are a few around. It will be worth having a couple of ships just sitting off the coast just to defend our own interests, which we probably will do. And hopefully once we start getting some harbours and seaports on our coastal cities, then we will be able to actually get some sea trade routes going as well. He's actually bombarding the French that are on the coast. Now, of course, he could still shoot at me with his composite bowman there, which he may well do. But he hasn't, though, which is very, very strange. That would be minor defeat if I did that. I've got to take him out to get around him anyway. We'll probably end up just losing here, but what ho. Choose production. Corinth has now finished the workshop. Guess we could get a lighthouse. It'd certainly get us some faster growth. It's probably the best thing to get. We also need to start getting our national wonders up and running as soon as possible as well. But I think for the time being, we are going to get ourselves a lighthouse. You guys have now got that gold connected up. You didn't finish that, whatever it was. It looks like it was a trading post. So get that finished. And we have this missionary. Do we have any other... Cape Town now. So Cape Town and Genoa. Maybe Cape Town had it all along. Can we get you safely to Cape Town? Where is Cape Town? It's right down here on the south coast, isn't it? There's Genoa. There's Cape Town. We should probably try and get you to Gnosos first. Probably the safest way of doing things. There's an advantage of roads. You just get so much movement. Then when you get them upgraded to railroads, it'll be even better. 1 turn away from industrialization. Happiness is still good. Dido wants open borders. I'm going to say yes for the time being. Try and keep her as friendly as possible. Not too worried about the AI getting a culture victory or anything, certainly at this point in the game. And I think I can respond quite quickly. I do build the culture buildings, so I don't fall too far behind in the culture. Although it could certainly be better at this point in the game. Again, just waiting for all of the city-states to do their thing. Shuffle all of their units around, quite annoyingly. Still waiting. Barbarian's turn. It's probably where that ship's going to get destroyed. Peace. Oh, okay, lots of things happened. Industrialization we have. We are now in a new era. We have a great artist. Peace treaty with Washington has ended. That is absolutely fine. We've got ourselves a new spy. Great person. We have a great artist. What do we do with you? Do we start a golden age or do we make a great work? I think we're going to make a great work because we don't have any tourism output at the moment. So let us get ourselves that. Sparta is ready for a new construction project because you have finished the bank. I guess we could go for the Globe Theatre. It's a lot of turns away. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get the Writers Guild. Now, it gives us a great person slot for a great writer. Now, the thing is, it means we can produce more culture here, which you'd normally want to do in your capital, with your, just to get the bonuses. Whenever you get a percentage increase, obviously it's better to have all these buildings in the capital because the percentage increase affects them all. But sometimes, particularly if you're not playing for a cultural victory, which I'm not, it's nice having it in some city. We will still be able to generate great people, because the problem is Athens is going to be concentrating mainly on sort of profit in the mercantile building, so it's really going to end up using a lot of specialists, and specialists eat a lot of food and don't produce a lot of production, so you find that your city tends to stop growing. So we'll spread to Genoa. I shouldn't have done that really, because we were already allied with Genoa. I could have just done it straight with Cape Town, but we do have that other missionary that is able to do that. We did wipe out that barbarian camp, so we're going to get you back to our own borders. There's no reason to leave you down there. We have a new spy, of course. Now, what should we do with that spy? Is anybody else above us in technology? That's not what I meant to click on. I don't think that anybody is. Let's just have a quick look at the demographics. Literacy, no, we are still ahead. Not by an awful lot, but we are ahead. Is it worth moving into one of the city-states to try and get some leverage? I guess we could go into Hong Kong. Could go into Zanzibar. we could go into Colombo. I think we'll go into Colombo, actually, because we don't have any influence over them at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll take our spy, and we will move you, and we will put you in Colombo. So we can start rigging the elections there. You've actually... yeah, he's still there. I'm just going to get beaten if I try and take him out. So I think you can just stay there for now, and we'll put you on alert. You guys, again, just alert yourselves up. I think we dealt with those barbarians. I'm not entirely sure where they came from. Of course, we have this missionary, which we need to try and get down to Cape Town. Not sure what the safest route for you guys to take is, because I'm not sure if there's any barbarians down here. There may well be. Potentially a good spot here for a city as well. Maybe down here, next to the mountain. We could get the wine. We could get the deer. I don't know, I'll keep it in mind. One thing you really want to avoid in these games is spamming out cities. You want to go to war with Darius. I've got no interest in doing that, but if you want to go to war with him, be my guest. So as I was saying, there is often a temptation every time you see a resource to go, oh, I could put a city there, and oh, I could put a city there. Half the time it's not worth doing it, because the happiness that you will receive from having one extra resource, you'll more than often lose by actually having another city. And I've already got wine anyway, so it's not like I actually need that tile. Yes, there's quite a bit of jungle around, so if we had a city here next to the mountain, we could work all of these jungle tiles, and that would give us good science output. But I don't think we are in too much trouble, so I think we'll be fine for now. What are you going to do there? You are going to build a pasture. New York is still in resistance for another 3 turns, so not all that far away. It is getting there. Do you want to start having a look at some of my cities, actually, and just having a look what tiles they are working. Make sure that they are doing as much as they possibly can. Sparta's not too bad. You're currently working on the Writers Guild. You're working on a lighthouse. You seem to be working sensible tiles. Argos is working the wheat, which is really good. You are also working the incense. Yep, okay, all good there. Knossos, you're pretty much working all of the tiles that you can do. You're not working the wonder for the science, which is a little bit of a shame. We would lose a lot of growth if we did that, though. What tile have you stopped working? Let's get that locked in. Yeah, so now we're just losing a little bit of production, but I'd sooner get the science, because this is going to be our sort of sciencey city. Oh, missed 1 or 2, didn't we? Argos. Corinth. Sparta, Athens. How are you doing, Athens? We haven't looked at you for a little while. You're not doing too bad, because you're mainly working the specialists. Well, you're working the specialists that you need to be working, so that is fine, I suppose. Okay, who needs orders then? You. Where is that ship going? We may be able to actually sneak past him if we are lucky. Let's go on to the next turn then. Not too bothered about those barbarians. They're not really a problem to me. I'd hope that Ife can deal with them. And if they ever say they can't, at least I can send a unit up there and help them. I might actually go and do that. We do have the Moroccans spreading their religion to Ife, so we may have to go and put a stop to that shortly. I'm also going to consider sending a military unit up there to try and deal with those barbarians, which I really should do, to be honest. Have I got any sort of cavalry or anything around that could respond quite quickly? Probably not. We could do with another military unit or 2. We are a little bit short. We've now researched Compass, and Argos demands salt. We are going to move you as far away from him as possible. Let us take these pikemen up there, and we'll see what we can do with them. It will take them a little while to get there, but it's not too bad. We do have to choose a research now, because we have now got Compass, which is great. It means we can build harbours, so it's better to do that before I start building caravans, because building the harbours does increase the range of our sea trade routes by 50%. We could go into... what would be the next best thing for us to get? Probably not an awful lot that's going to help with money right away. Porcelain Tower is more for research. Taj Mahal is happiness. is anything else necessarily going to help all that much? Seaport. I suppose we should go into navigation, really. Just get astronomy, get the observatory so we can get the additional science, and then get the seaport so we can get the extra gold from sea resources. Even though we don't have that many coastal cities, probably well worth doing. You guys were building a road up to there, weren't you? I'm not sure if you can... Yeah, you can build a road in their territory because they're allied, which is good. So let's go and get that sorted. Keeps the workers busy anyway. Looks like that missionary might be okay. We might have to purchase another missionary. In fact, we can afford to do so, luckily. Now, what was it? It was IFE, wasn't it? So if we go into Argos and purchase, we should be able to purchase... oh, no, they've gone up in price, of course, because we've gone up in era. So it's now 400 gold, 400 faith to get the missionary, which we can do on the next turn, so that is not too much of a problem. You guys are just going to sit around until you are needed. Keep you over here on the east side, just in case the Americans try and get a little bit fresh with us again. Could still happen. I still don't think they've actually expanded their cities. You still want to give me 7 gold per turn for salt, so that is fine. We can have an extra trade route as well now, of course. So we will hang off on the trade routes because, to be honest, having cargo ships is much more profitable than having caravans, providing, of course, your coastal cities can actually reach other civilizations. This is the main problem I've got. It's just because my coastal cities are too far away from the other civs. So, gold per turn from salt. We must have had... Yeah, I must have had 2 salt and I was trading them both away, so... We'll leave that as it is. That is fine. Deal salt to Isabella has ended. That's fine. Yeah, and we've now got an acquisition of salt, which means that some of our cities enter a Wheel of the King Day. It's a little bit of an exploit that you can actually do sometimes, is if you have a resource, you can trade your last resource away, and you will lose the happiness from it. But of course, doesn't mean you'll go into negative happiness. You might have some spare. But you can trade your last resource away, and then you will often get one of your cities, or several of your cities, asking for that particular resource. As soon as the deal runs out, you get the resource back and you get a Wheel of the King Day, which is what's just happened there. Absolutely fantastic. So, we have finished our lighthouse in Corinth. What is the best thing for you to build here? I think I will build a workboat, probably. Actually, no, let's get the harbours going. Let's just get harbours absolutely everywhere. You have finished that. We need to get you down here and get this... citrus repaired. You guys are still edging your way down here and hoping that you don't get attacked by barbarians on the way, and you land next to a barbarian encampment. Brilliant. So they're lost then. Let us take... Where are you guys? Keep forgetting where all my cities are. Are you really the fastest unit that I've got? I suppose technically you are. It'll take you a long time to get down there, but we'll go down there and we'll see if we can get our missionaries back. Haven't lost them yet, but you can see it happening. Do have another salt here we can connect up. Now, if you actually look at the distance of this salt, it is 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles away from Athens, which means that we can't actually work it. If we actually click on Athens, you can see we don't have a circle there. We can't put a citizen in that tile to work it. However, if we do actually upgrade it with a worker, we will still get the salt from it. So we'll still get the 4 happiness. Well, we won't get the 4 happiness because we already have the salt, but we will still get the salt as a resource. We will be able to sell it or trade it. So as you can see, when improved, plus 4 happiness basically means when improved you get the salt. When worked by a city, 1 food, 1 gold. So we'll go on to the next turn. Wait for the AI to make all their moves. Wait for that barbarian to steal my missionary. We will get it back. I'm determined. Even though I haven't lost it yet. You know it's going to happen. Still need to get Athens to grow a little bit more as well. Not doing too bad for gold. 142 per turn. Could be a little bit better. Salt connected for so then quite nice. Sydney election has been rigged, so we're now the ally of Sydney. So we are certainly getting those city-states on board. Voltology spread to Genoa, so we're already allied with them, but that will certainly give us a few more points in the bank. Civilian was captured by barbarians. What a surprise. There we go. So we are going to need to get some of these other people on board at some point, but let's deal with our issues one step at a time. keep trying to get this trireme back to base, which shouldn't be too difficult. Let's have a look at our spies, actually. There's no point cooing anywhere here. Sydney is our ally. It's probably worth moving you out of Sydney into somewhere else. Let's move you into Colombo, actually. So we'll go in here. We will move you from Colombo, Sydney, and we will move you into... We've already got one in Colombo, haven't we? Of course we have. So where are we going to move you to? Got Colombo. Cape Town, we're going to go and try and spread our religion to... Hong Kong. We haven't got anybody in Hong Kong, so let's go and do that. We will move you from Sydney, and we will move you to Hong Kong. Let's go on to the next turn. Really annoyed about losing that. It was so obvious it was going to happen. See, we do have another Persian settler down here as well. Just hoping he doesn't block me off too much by setting up cities all over the place. It's going to be a real pain if he does. I suppose we could establish open borders. You want to give me gold per turn for salt. I'm going to refuse for the time being because I don't think I have the spare salt. But I will do soon because I'll have plenty of spare workers knocking around and I'll be able to go and connect that extra salt up. And then you can have it. Colombo and America are now allies. Well, I still have my spy in there, so that's not too bad. We've got the road to Samarkand now, which is fine. So it gives us a bit of an influence boost there with them. Of course, I could just declare war on Persia at this point and just nick his settler. We wouldn't get the settler, of course. It would just become a worker at this point, but I'll head down there as much as we can. Sparta has finished the Writers Guild. You are a coastal city, so let us get a harbour going. You guys have now constructed the road, so I think we will actually get you over here to connect that salt up. It's a bit of a trek, but you'll get there. And then this can be repaired by you guys when you are finished. New York is no longer in resistance, so we're actually going to annex the city at this point. And we are going to go in and... instantly purchase a courthouse, just to reset the happiness, and we are going to purchase ourselves a monument. And what we can also do is we can purchase ourselves a pagoda. Gives us some more faith and happiness and everything. We have a university here, which is nice. You seem to be working... You're on gold focus, which I suppose is technically the right thing for you to be on. 70 turns until you grow, though. Third, you got a lot of science, I must admit. That's quite impressive. I'm just going to put it on default focus for now, though. But I will get you... yeah, I'll get you working the market. I'll get you working the university. Is it worth that? Actually, let's do this. Reset. Where's my reset tiles button? Go on to... Do I care if you don't grow that quickly? We'll leave you on that. I think that's actually not all that bad, to be honest. Let's just have a quick look at our culture. Because we do have a work of great writing here. So we could put that, technically, here. We don't get any extra benefit from it, but it's worth having it in the capital, because our capital is better defended. So, try and get you back home. What are you stacked on top of there? I thought you were stacked on top of an enemy. Move stacked unit. Annoying. Shouldn't have let us stack it in the first place, to be honest. Well, you're just going to have to sit there until they get out of the way, which is quite annoying. Unit needs orders. You guys are going up here to deal with these. We will need to get out some additional missionaries to deal with what they're... Yeah, they've actually spread... We've still got 4 followers, though, at IFE, which means that we will still get the tithe bonus, and they have much more religious pressure from Voltology than they do from whatever religion that is. Let's go on to the next turn. Probably got time for another turn or 2. Depends how long the AI is going to take to make all of its movements with the city-states, I suppose. Napoleon's still very low down in the running of things. You want to give me gold per turn for wine? Fine. Will you give me 7? Yes, you will. Thank you very much. Get a bit more gold out of them where you can. Still don't have any coal. And actually haven't looked around. I know we got industrialization, but I never actually checked around the map to see if we had any coal available. You often find on these maps that it tends to be the city-states that get access to a lot of the strategic resources. Although we do have quite a bit of iron. Oh, now the map wants to go crazy. We have astronomy. Thank you very much. Right, okay. Let's do one thing at a time. You guys are going to get over there so you can start to deal with them. Adopt a policy. We are going to get commerce. The reason we're going to get commerce is because it unlocks the building of Big Ben. And commerce means we can get a lot of additional gold, which is really nice. You guys have indeed repaired that, so you can come up and probably get a farm going there, actually. You guys can continue down here, because you're going to have to come down and deal with the barbarians. We're going to leave those guys. Hopefully they will go and tangle with the Persians, and then that saves me a job. You guys have now built that trading post there. What would be the next best sensible thing for you to do? Probably a farm over here. Oh, another trading post. I think we'll have a farm, though. It gives us the option for growth if need be. I think what we're going to do as well is we are going to go to Athens. And we are going to purchase a... Oh, still short of a missionary. Next turn. Be able to get a missionary on the next turn. That's fine. So let's go on to the next turn. These workers still running over to get to the salt. And waiting. And waiting. And waiting. And not an awful lot happening. Onto the city-states. Shovel some units around. Shovel some more units around. At least we've got that road built now, which is quite nice. I think those guys are finished, so we can go over there and get that quarry repaired. Yeah, being shot at by the boats, which is a bit of a pain. Although I'm hoping the Carthaginians deal with them, which is quite a possibility. Golden Age has dawned. Thank you very much. You guys carry on doing that. Mackinac has finished building the library. So get on and build a university, I suppose. We could just save up and buy a university. Let's have them. In fact, we can buy a university. We've got enough money, so purchase a university. Thank you very much. Choose production. Athens. You can now build Oxford University. You can also build Big Ben, and we should go for Big Ben first. Because it gives us an extra 1 culture, it gives us an extra 4 gold and an extra 2 merchant points. And Oxford University is a national wonder, we can get it at any time. Because amazed, absolutely amazed that the pyramids haven't been built yet. Absolutely astounded. Of course, to build the pyramids, you do have to go for liberty. And has anybody else gone for liberty is the question. So if we actually look at the diplomacy and look at the World no, not the World Congress, derp. If we look at the diplomacy overview, global politics, tradition, piety, liberty, piety, tradition, honour, and aesthetics. So, Dido went liberty. Still very strange. Anyway, Argos, you have finished your workshop. You're next to a mountain, so get that observatory up and running. Knossos, you have also finished your university, and you are next to a mountain. You should probably get your observatory up and running as well. We do want to have all of the buildings like banks and things, but at the same time, we don't want to fall behind in the science race, so we're going to take these guys out. Hopefully this Carthaginian Quincareem. Yeah, okay. Hopefully this Carthaginian boat will take out this barbarian, and then we'll be able to just go and get rid of that. You guys have done that as expected. You can come over there and finish that. New York will need a... Well, it won't need a road. We can actually get it connected up by a harbour. Trebuchet we can't upgrade yet. We do need to backfill some of our military tech, actually, just to make sure that we are formidable. You want to give me gold per turn for salt. Will you give me 7 for it? No, you won't. Well, I could tell you to go fish, because I'm sure people would do, but... So are you going to have another... Ah, there we go. Yes, that Carthaginian boat sunk there. It's very nice. So I should be able to wipe out those barbarians. We'll play through the rigours of the next turn, and that will be the end of it. We're actually up to 32 happiness now, which is really, really nice. We could theoretically afford to build an extra city. I did think at the start of this particular game that happiness was going to be one of the issues that we would have, because we didn't have an amazing choice of resources, but we're actually doing okay at the moment. Admittedly, we are getting a fair few of them from various city-states that we're allied with. Ives really getting quite a military there. Trebuchets and everything. I must say, I'm impressed. We managed to get a new galley out there, but I don't think that's too much of a problem, because I think that, again, the Carthaginians are probably going to deal with that, but we will do this and take out the camp anyway. Also, I don't think that is range, so 25 gold for doing that, which makes both Zanzibar and Ive quite happy. You guys are going to repair that, because it's been pillaged. You guys are heading down here to get our missionary back. And they have gone and settled Ekbatana over here, which is the spot that I said would have been a really good spot for a really good spot for a city. Admittedly, as I said, I would have put it next to the mountain, just so that it was able to get the bonus from having an observatory. Of course, they probably didn't want to build it next to this mountain, because their borders would have been right up against... I don't know how the AI weights it. Obviously, if you build a city next to a mountain, then for every mountain you have within your borders, you essentially have an unworkable tile. Also, building any further to the west, and his borders would have been right up against the Songhai, which I'm sure he wouldn't have been particularly happy about. So we'll see how that ends. I did say that that was going to be the last turn, but I want to go and get my missionary back, otherwise I will forget. Workers, 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 what were you doing? I was going to get you to actually build a farm here, because it's next to the river, so that's probably the best thing to do for now. Okay, yeah, we'll take your money for the salt. Even if I give away my last salt, it's not all that bad, really. Have I given away my last salt? Actually think I have. I will be getting another one connected up, so it's not too bad. Friendly trade route plundered. Barbarians plundered a trade... You want to give me 1 gold for turn to open borders, you can go away. Barbarians plundered a trade route between Amadam and Sur, between Marrakesh and Corinth, and Marrakesh and Sparta. It's annoying, because even though they're not my cargo routes, they do actually give me gold. So I'm not too sure where those barbarians are. It's actually probably it's probably this ship here, or one of these ships here, which hopefully the Carthaginians will deal with. So let's go ahead and just play through this turn, and this literally will be the last one, because I haven't got time to do any more on this today, which is a real shame, because I do love playing Civilization. We get to choose a new production at Corinth, because we have finished the harbour here, which is fantastic. I think the next thing we'll probably get up and running here is actually a cargo ship. Might as well start doing that now. Unit needs orders. You guys are going to build a mine here and get that salt connected. We'll try not to give this one away. You guys won't actually be able to kill them in a single turn, but you'll certainly be able to go in and do a fair bit of damage with them. And that is actually all we can do on this turn. So we didn't actually get those cargo ships built like I originally planned to do, but we have started work on Big Ben. We've got a couple of our observatories now in the production queue. We've grown some of our cities. We've spread our religion around a little bit more. We've cleared out a barbarian camp. We've got ourselves a little bit of extra tourism. Started a golden age or two. Discovered a couple more technologies, opened a new social policy, so it's not been an uneventful video. We have actually managed to get a few things done. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying these Civilization 5 videos, and I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.